So, this is fun. YouTuber Content Lover reached out to me to let me know that Neil Maguire, the talented artist who's done storyboards for films such as Paddington 2, has put some of his storyboards for supermassive games as work samples on his website, which means we can get a glimpse of what early development on some of these games looked like. First off, let's go over the boards he's made available for the Quarry. Now, it's important to note here at the start that we don't know what draft of the game's plot these boards are based on. If I had to guess, I'd say they were from the screenplay version of the Golden Path story that we're told was the step one the writers did before they started working out all of the different ways scenes could branch out and the nuances in the ways characters could interact with each other. But, then again, that's just conjecture. We can't say for sure when Neil Maguire worked on these without, asking him. And where would the fun be in that? I mean, yes, there's a contact email address on his website, so obviously we could just ask him, but this is a place for theories, not interviews. Should I be doing interviews? Anyway, let's get into it with a look at the storyboards for the Firepit scene. First off, we got a look at the in-progress version of the Quarry's logo, kind of a skull on the moon situation. Very similar to that skull hourglass we all love from Until Dawn, which I totally get. And of course, it's extremely similar to the first Zero in the Directive 8020 logo. Okay, so, not that bad. You know, Caitlin by the unlit fire pit. You got the giant rocky outcropping above her. Not exactly how it ended up looking, but pretty close. And boom up to push in. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Little typo there. You wrote Abby takes logs to the fire pit instead of Caitlin. Okay. Drops logs into frame and brushes her hands. Note that we're not doing the scene of her checking out her phone and then noticing somebody out. Well, I was saying somebody. Noticing Max out on the island. Okay. Then we get Caitlin brushing herself down, and someone sneaks up behind her. Oh, and it's Ryan! First off, can I just say, shorts and overalls? It's a fun look, but it's kind of weird, right? Okay. Aww. Ryan sneaking up on her. And now we get a ridiculous ass shot of Caitlin from his POV. Just lots of flirting going on here. She's getting the, she's just getting the camp ready. Or setting. Getting. It's a weird way to draw a G. It's, I honestly want to find an S so I can... Okay. That's his S. That's his G. That's his S. Your G and your S are identical. I'm just not trying to do, more handwriting analysis, but that's crazy, right? Okay. And then boom! Dylan's there. Aww. Okay. She's saying get a room because they're so flirty. A yurt. Hilarious. Is it bad that I don't know exactly what a yurt is? I really should look that up. So she asks for them to help up. He goes off to do the playlist, which I think that's kind of what happens. We'll check later. Don't hesitate to knock. Hilarious. Actually, that would have been a nice little comedy thing. Zipping back. Oh, you spelled doofus with U instead of 2 O's. I don't know why that's meaningful to me. He offers to help Caitlin. They need lots of wood. Where might you find that? Okay. That's very cute. Although, I gotta say, that kind of jokiness, does that really feel like the Ryan we ended up with in the game? I would say not so much. Okay. Are you and Dylan okay? Oh. So she's testing out to see if Ryan and Dylan are flirty with one another. He's not my type. Damn. Take that. Early Ryan is cold. Of course, final Ryan's pretty cold too. It's kind of Ryan's vibe. Okay. Oh my god, there's so much setting up the camping place. I understand why they cut almost all of this. No, wait. All of this. Okay. Yeah, that was a full page of just putting logs down. Oh my god, you said reckon so? Are you from the past? And then Abby finally shows up with Nick. Let's get a look at Abby here. He said, what's up? So Abby, flighty girl, depicted as blonde with a hat. I assume those are shorts, but I can't tell. Oh wow, Nick had glasses. Which raises the question, was Nick originally supposed to be coded as more of a nerd than he ends up being coded as in the game? I don't know if it's the actor they cast or the fact that they didn't have the actor wearing glasses, but he doesn't really have the nerd vibe. So it feels like when they were writing it, they thought nerd archetype, and then they steered away from that with the writing and with who they cast and the costuming of him. So, yeah, I think this is evidence with those dorky glasses. That might have been the original plan. And then Dylan pops up behind them. Oh. Okay. Alright. Ah, that's right. Jokes about getting wood were there right from the earliest version of the script. There you go. Alright. As she was saying. Okay. More fuel to burn for the fire. That's such a weird thing to say. Yeah, I'm so distracted by the fact that his G's are really close to his S's. Okay. Alright. More Gotwood jokes. Okay, now we have Abby telling Caitlin the story of seeing the cute baby boar. Right, and meanwhile, Nick tells the guys about being attacked by the mama boar. Now, here's the strangest thing. This is something I noticed the first time I glanced through these. Like, I completely understand why all of this was cut, because, think about it, the player has just played the scene of them getting attacked by a boar. They don't need to then have the characters tell the story of the scene we just watched. That's a little weird. Oh. Now here's another weird thing. Mommy Pigs aside, how'd with... I assume things go with Nick is what's supposed to be there, but there's just like blank spaces there. A scanning error? Something happened when he was transferring them here? It's very strange. Okay. Ah, yes. Now we have Emma arriving with her shotgun. Halter top Emma. Wow. And, of course, Jacob with his backwards baseball cap, and this version of him has a goatee. Lots of people in shorts in this version of it, which I think is realistic for the setting. Not a ton of shorts in the game. Gotta respect spelling it snacks with an X, and then putting giant boxes of snacks here in the box he's carrying. Although I gotta say, I'm a little sad that they didn't have wheelbarrow this early in the story. Like, I mean, it's great that they come up with that later, but I mean, wheelbarrow is just an iconic Jacob moment, and I'm sad that that wasn't always part of their conception of the character. Alright, so they talk about the gun and the snacks. It is Miller time. Aw, they named a brand of beer. You can't do that. Yes. So, now they talk about the gun, and by the way, here's a nice touch. You've got specifically him laying out where the characters are and the camera position. It's worth noting that this might have been done in concert with the game's director, or it might not have. A fun fact about storyboard artists is a lot of the time they're the ones determining the camera setups. Not all of the time by any means. Plenty of directors and cinematographers have a firm hand on that kind of thing, but especially in a movie that's made relatively quickly, you'll frequently have them just... The cinematographer will do all of the setups based on the storyboards, and it's just a question of how involved the director was with generating those storyboards. Some directors are incredibly hands-on and just working day-to-day with the storyboard artist to make sure every shot is lined up exactly how they want it. And some directors just trust the storyboard artist to, in many ways, do a huge part of the directing of the movie. But that's not related. I'm sure a storyboard artist could tell you more. So yes, they're talking about... Let's move on to the next page. And see, again, right? So they talk about the hidden door, opening it, page after page, setting up for the gun, and then talking about the backpacks covered with blood and they were slashed. And again, this is two separate, I mean 3 if you count the Abby and Nick conversations as different things, instances of people telling other people about scenes we've already seen. And of course, Jacob, being the best, comes in and interrupts before they talk about it. Adorable. And then, of course, Caitlin is right there to say, oh, maybe it was the same mother boar that attacked Nick. That it could all be a coincidence, huh? Sadly, this is the last scene, so we don't see if we ever get a chance to get off to the shooting gun sequence. I'm guessing that wasn't in the original script because that is very much a gameplay tutorial element. But it's interesting to see just how different this is from the final scene we got. Like, take a look at the only points of similarity.
Mood, the vibe, you know.
Speaking of setting the mood, I have work to do. Okay, because playlists don't make themselves. I mean, I guess they do, but...
All right, Rye Guy. Time to get wood.
Yikes. Wording.
Oh, I know what I said. Abby, Nick, just in time. We got wood. We've already done that joke.
It's mostly just kindling.
So yeah, as you can see, these are basically 2 different scenes that serve the exact same purpose, getting everybody back to the fire pit. I will say though, the characterization, for what we could see of it, seems pretty consistent for all of the characters. So that's a look at the fire pit storyboards. Next time we're going to take a look at a little more from the Quarry, a scene in which Nick and Abby go on a romantic moonlit walk through the woods. And that's the first big change you'll notice. They're walking through the woods, not just sitting on a log. For now though, I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for watching. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more, be sure to like and subscribe. Questions, comments, suggestions for other topics I should cover here on the channel, go in the comment section below the video. We'll see you back here for more adventures and supermassive storyboards, but until then I'll say that's right. Au revoir.